In a remote mountain monastery, high above the clouds, lived two young monks, Lee and Rice. Both were known for their dedication, but they couldn't be more different in temperament. Lee, the elder of the two, was calm and focused, seemingly always at peace. Rice, on the other hand, struggled with envy. Every time Lee meditated longer or performed better in rituals, Rice's heart sank. He couldn't help but compare himself to his brother monk. One chilly morning, as the monks gathered in the courtyard, the head monk gave them an unusual task. "Today," he said, "you will climb the great mountain behind our monastery. But there's one rule: do not look at each other. You must make this journey without comparison." The monks set off. Lee moved steadily, finding his rhythm with the mountain's rocky terrain. Rice, however, kept glancing at Lee from the corner of his eye. Each time he saw Lee moving faster or more gracefully, his frustration grew. Halfway up, Rice stopped. He was out of breath, not just from the climb, but from the constant weight of self-doubt. He sat on a rock, gazing at the towering peak. Lee noticed Rice lagging and came back down. "Why did you stop?" he asked gently. "I cannot go on," Rice admitted. "You climb so effortlessly, while I struggle. I am not as good as you." Lee knelt beside him. "Do you know why the master forbade us from looking at each other during the climb?" Rice shook his head. Lee smiled and pointed to the path ahead. "The mountain is vast, and each of us has our own way of climbing it. If you keep looking at me, you miss your own journey. The struggle you feel is your own battle, and it is no less important than mine." Rice was silent for a moment, then said, "But how do I stop comparing?" Lee stood and picked up a small mirror from his robes. "Look into this." Rice saw his own reflection, tired, frustrated, yet filled with potential. "This is the only comparison you need," Lee said. "Your progress today should be measured against who you were yesterday, not against me or anyone else." Rice felt something shift inside him. He realized that in constantly measuring himself against Lee, he had forgotten to honor his own journey. They continued the climb together, this time with Rice focusing only on his steps. By the time they reached the peak, the sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the valley below. Rice felt lighter, not because he had reached the top, but because he had let go of the burden of comparison. As they stood there, the head monk appeared behind them. "The climb was not about reaching the peak," he said. "It was about learning to see your own path, free from the shadow of others." In life, we often look at others, thinking their journey is better, faster, or easier than ours. But true peace comes when we stop comparing ourselves to those around us and start focusing on our own growth. We all climb our own mountains, and every step forward is a victory.